الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we are with a new discussion around the subject of prayer for a traveler. Traveler's prayer. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Nisa, the verse number 101 says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وإذا ضربتم في الأرض فليس عليكم جناح أن تقصروا من الصلاة. Whenever you are traveling somewhere, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had permitted you to say your prayer in a shorter condition. So, as you see that Islam will let us to do different actions during our life, and of course has a program for every aspects of the life. We see that even for prayer, not only at home, but when we are traveling, has some programs. So because of that, we see whoever is traveling somewhere should say prayers traveling somewhere by considering specific conditions, should say his or her own prayers shorter. Of course, the prayers that they are 4 rak'ah prayers, not all of them. So we see that Salatul Dhuhr or noon prayer, Asr prayer or afternoon prayer, and Isha prayer or night prayer. So these 3 prayers, which they are being done 4 rakat when you are home, they are being shorter when somebody is traveling and should be done in 2 rak'ah prayer. But what are the conditions? First, number 1, if somebody is traveling, his trip must be, more than 45 kilometers. So if it is less than 45 kilometers, to go somewhere, near his hometown and come back, it's not being called a trip. Number 2, when he is traveling somewhere, from the beginning, he must have the intention for traveling. So somebody is going somewhere, but he doesn't have the intention. He's driving, but he finds out that, he has passed the limit for 45 kilometers or more. So he is not being called a traveler. Intention is very important. Number 3. So, if he wants to shorter his own prayer, he must reach at a limit distance. The limit distance is the distance where the traveler cannot see the walls of the city or cannot hear the adhan which is being said in the city. It is about 3 or 4 kilometers, which is being called the limit distance. Number 4. Number 4 is during the way, before reaching to the distance, about 22.5 kilometers, he changes his mind to come back. He doesn't want to continue. So such a person also should say his own prayer shorter. Number 5, he shouldn't he shouldn't pass his own hometown when he is traveling. So if somebody is out of the hometown and he wants to go somewhere else, but during the way he reaches his hometown, it is not being called a trip, because the trip will start from the hometown. Number 6. So his trip shouldn't be a kind of haram trip that we will explain more. Number 7, he shouldn't be a person who is living in deserts. His life is inside the deserts, the same as a nomad. And number 8, his job shouldn't be a trip, the same as a driver or so on. Thank you for being with us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.